Aerotank Turbo. Let's have a look. Alright guys, welcome back. So, gotta make a little camera adjustment here. There we go. First off, before we start the review, I just want to give a shout out to John at VIP eJuice for hooking me up with the swag. Thank you, John, very much. Okay, we're here today to talk about the Aerotank Turbo from Kanger Tech. This is it. It's a beast. This is on the Sigali 100 watt box mod. This is it compared to the IPv2, which has a ridiculous drip tip and the big dripper on it right now. Please don't laugh at my tip. But yeah, let's have a vape. Now, as you can hear, this sucker is noisy wide open. If I close it off a little bit, I've got it wide open right here, as you can see. If I close it off a little bit, it's not so noisy. But still pretty noisy. So it uses two replaceable Kanger Tech replaceable coils, dual coils, making it a quad coil setup. We'll get down to the up and close. We'll have a look, and I'll show you guys the dual coil setup, quad coil setup on this. This device weighs a ton and it holds 6 mils of juice, I do believe. I might be wrong. We'll go ahead, we'll measure it in the up and close, see exactly how much juice this thing holds. Alright guys, welcome back. So we're just going to do a quick unboxing of the Aerotank Turbo from Kanger Tech. You can see the front of our box here. See the side. In the back of our box, a little bit of information for you. On top we do have our Kanger Authenticity scratch sticker, as well as the what would I call that? I don't know. You get it wet and it goes solid purple, and as the water evaporates, the color in the center starts to come back. Go ahead and open this up. Nice magnetic tab there, which is nice. Good unboxing value there. We have our Aerotank Turbo there as well. There would normally be two replacement coils as well as the coils inside the turbo, but you can see I have already used those up. So go ahead, take the turbo out of its box. Also included in the box is your instruction manual, which has some very good information in with it as well. Underneath of this plastic was just a instructional card for the authenticity scratch card, as well as the color change sticker. Inside our manual, bunch of really good information in there. Instructions on filling, disassembly, reassembly on the other side of the instruction manual. More filling. The materials that the Aerotank Turbo is actually made of, which seems to mostly be stainless steel, surgical grade 304 stainless, as well as silicone, Pyrex, and yeah, so there you guys go. That's the instruction manual for the Aerotank Turbo. This is the Aerotank Turbo itself. You can see, if I can grab a Giant, and we will compare it to the Giant. So this is our Aerotank Giant. You can see the size comparison there, that it's definitely a lot bigger by at least, not including the drip tip, we're looking at a good 3/4 of an inch in height difference. As well, weight, this is definitely a lot heavier. So deconstruction of our Aerotank Turbo goes as such: removable drip tip. So if you do not like the stock drip tip that comes with it, which I do not like, I always switch them out, and I'm not a big fan of the round drip tip. We have our top cap here on the top of the turbo, which unscrews like so. You can see our two chimneys there. We have a silicone ring around here as well. Now we have a secondary top cap, which I will get to after we remove the barrel of the device, which consists of rotating this ring separately from the barrel itself. So the way I like to do that is I just like to push down using my finger and my thumb and just rotate till it's loose enough where it will come undone, and then it separates there. You can see inside of our juice container or barrel. You can see our dual coil setup here as well. Coils are removable, of course, replaceable Kanger coils. Now these aren't the coils that come with it. These are a dual coil with silica wicks. Those were available to me at the time. As far as I know, or what I have seen, is that there are 3 different styles of wicking styles to these Kanger coils. Whether I've received clones, I'm not too sure. But that is the bottom chamber airflow control base. This doesn't come apart. We have our rotating ring here for tightening the barrel onto the base, as well as our adjustable airflow ring here. And of course I won't be able to get it to move. And there it goes. It is quite stiff, but definitely manageable. So that's our base, silicone O-ring there attached to the tank as well. Then we have our juice container or barrel or tank, and it has a top cap to it as well. This one is a bit harder to get off, but this will allow us to remove our Pyrex glass that is inside on this. And it is quite stiff to turn because of this silicone ring that is here. You can see here, this is our barrel through and through. We've got a little bit of a platform down here for the Pyrex glass to seal up against it. And our Pyrex glass itself, which is actually pretty stuck to this O-ring right here, so I'm not going to try and remove it. But you can see there that it is removable from the tank itself if this piece happens to ever break. Reassembly. Lots of threads involved there. We'll go ahead, we'll throw some new Kanger coils in this, which I have here. These are just simply 1.5 ohms. Simply screw those in. These are the ones with the 2 dotted holes on the side for wicking. Now I've seen slots, and I've seen the style that I pulled out of there, which were the silica coming out the sides. Now I like to make sure that these are pretty tight and nice and firmly in there, not loose, because that will cause voltage and resistance spikes if these aren't completely tight. I have had that happen before. So I'll just go ahead, we'll grab some e-liquid here and we'll go ahead and we'll fill this up. Again, same thing as filling a normal or any normal Kanger tank, is fill up to the top of those chimneys as best as possible. So there we go, we're just about at the top. The only thing that's keeping the e-juice from flowing into those chimneys is the surface tension of the e-liquid itself. Here, and we'll go ahead and we'll see if this tank holds what the instruction manual says. It holds 6 mils of juice in here. So we'll just go ahead, we'll test that out. Try and get every last little bit out of this, which is going to involve tilting it a little bit. Alright, go ahead and just get the air out of this sucker. So you can see it holds a little bit less than 6 mils. Interesting. Little less than 6 mils. 6 mil mark is actually right in the middle of this rubber here, and usually I like to see it about right there would be 6 mils, but you can see we have some air in the top of our syringe, and that's where it sits. So it's almost 6 mils of e-liquid inside the tank itself, which is pretty darn close. Again, just the surface tension of the e-liquid holding it from going into those chimneys. Easy installation of the base. You just simply tilt and insert the top of the chimneys of the actual coils into there, and then you guys won't be able to see this because I won't be able to tilt the tank, but all I'm doing is from the bottom rotating this ring on the tank itself clockwise to tighten it. And now it's tight to where I can tilt it, hand tight, and then again I just like to squeeze from the bottom and we can get an extra turn out of there just to make sure it seals. I have had it leak before because this ring for tightening the barrel to the base is actually quite stiff to turn, and getting it tight, especially after a filling and you tend to have juice on your hands like I do now, this ring can be quite difficult to tighten, and you end up with a small leak around this ring itself. So not very good, but if you use that technique of squeezing the bottom along with the top, squeezing it inwards towards one another and tightening the ring, just by going like this and then tightening, you should be fine. I haven't had any leaks using it that way at all. So our top cap and then our drip tip. Okay guys, so we'll go ahead, we'll go back to FaceTime, we'll have a vape, we'll talk about some of the features and what I've discovered using this device.
At an up-close look at the Kanger Aerotank Turbo. So pros, cons, where can you guys get it? Where did I get it? How much did I pay? How much should you guys be able to pay for this, or should pay for this? So we'll go right ahead with the pros of this device. The pros are the tank size, how much e-liquid can fit in there. We've got 6 mils in there. That will do me an 8-hour shift at work, no problem. The airflow on this is very substantial. For me personally, I need hot, dense vape or more vapor to keep me from smoking cigarettes. So this works out perfect for me. Also, the flavor can be a plus, or a pro and a con on this device. If you minimize how many airflow holes you are using, you will get more flavor, and opening them up, less flavor. Of course, that's going to affect the flavor. I'm not too aware of flavor loss in this device compared to a dripper. Of course, it's not a dripper. It's using the Kanger Tech replaceable coils. So I think that's all I got about pros. The pros, I can add one more thing: the durability of this device. I have yet to test it like the Giant, running it over, throwing it, but we'll see. Maybe there'll be something like that in the works. It depends. So cons to this device, there is a lot of them. There is a lot of cons to consider if you're thinking about purchasing this device. So the size, the weight, the height of this device is something you definitely need to take into consideration. Now, for me personally, I work on a construction site. It doesn't really bother me to carry something around this size. It actually stays all nice and tucked into what I call a vapor sock. So it just stays in there, nobody sees it. I just give her a vape once in a while, it's fine. The noise that comes off this is crazy. I'll give you guys a listen. That's wide open. This is halfway open. 2 air hole open. 1 air hole open. There's no airflow there at 1 hole, so that's another con right there. Another con that I've been getting from other users of the Turbo is what mg nic level they're using in their e-liquid in this. Now, I've gotten from some other users that using 6 milligram e-liquid in here doesn't work for them. They're getting lightheaded. It's just too much nic for them. I have a feeling it's due to the airflow and how much vapor is being produced, like a dripper. If you're running a 6 mg right now, and you were to drip a 12, you would definitely notice that you're getting lightheaded. You're overdosing on nicotine. So I've gotten that from some users. Me personally, maybe it's just my body type. I'm pretty sure it is. I can do the 6 milligram nicotine level in this, but for those who normally vape 6 milligram, and maybe this is heading more towards consuming as much vapor as a dripper, that's giving them the lightheadedness. They're going to have to either go down to a 3 or a 0. So that's another thing to take into consideration when you're thinking about buying this. More cons to this device. Let's see here. I have to think about it. Resistance type of coils you're going to be using in this device. As far as I'm aware, I've used the 1.8 ohm resistance coils, the 1.5s, and the 0.8 ohm resistance, the sub ohm coils in this. As far as the 0.8 sub ohm coils go in this, I do not suggest using them unless you're used to using a device like this at lower wattages, which I find that this device does not perform at, say, a 12, a 13 watts. I like to run it at about a 20, between 20 and 25. In the user manual, it even suggests using it at 20 to 25 watts. So you're going to want to watch out for that. I do not suggest using the sub-ohm Kanger coils in this because once you put 2 1.8 ohm resistance coils in this, you're going to be running it at a 0.4 ohm resistance. With the 1.5s, you put in 2 1.5 ohm resistance coils, you're going to be running at a 0.8. The 1.8 ohm resistance Kanger coils, you're going to be running at exactly 1 ohm. Now the 1.8 and the 1.5s is the way to go with this device. That is also something you want to take into consideration. Also, another con to this is going to be the use of coils. You're going to consume twice as many coils as you would, say, on a Pro Tank or any other of the dual coil, single coil Kanger products. You're going to go through twice as many coils. The coils last you about a week. Some people find that they can get maybe even 2 weeks out of this, but running at that lower resistance, more wattages, more watts going to these coils, it is going to burn them out quicker. And as far as telling which coil is burnt out, if you have an inkling that one of these coils are burnt out, you got to pull both of them. You guys get it. Where did I get it? How much did I pay? How much are you guys expected to pay? I got mine at a local B&M. You guys can check them out. If you are in Canada, it's up to you. I do not know if they even have a website that you can buy off of. Actually, you know what? Let's check it out right now. I purchased mine from a local B&M called Hotshot Vapors. Hotshot Vapor. And let's see. Okay, so you can purchase from their website. Let's see if they will ship to the US. They accept Visa, MasterCard, and EMTs. Let's see here. About us. Shipping. We will ship all US orders via Canada Post. Approximate ship times. Priority mail is 4 to 7 business days with tracking. Express mail is 3 to 5 business days. So hey, there you guys go. You can buy from Hotshot Vapors up here in Canada. If you do not live in Canada, you can pick this up. Let's see how much they're asking. I do believe that they are asking $55 for this. I am pretty sure that that is what they're asking. Let's see here. I just want to make sure I get the right price for you guys here. Might have to search. Turbo. No products. Okay, well, I know they carry it. It's around $55. So you guys can check out Hotshot Vapors or hotshotvapor.ca. They are the ones that are carrying the Aerotank Turbo. I am pretty sure you will be able to find this local. If not, go down to the local B&M, ask them if they're going to carry it. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today for the Aerotank Turbo. Let's have a vape. We'll show you the vapor production off this, and then that's it.